to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Sit down, buckle up, and hang on.
All right. Well, I hope that you are buckled up and hope that you're hanging on because Mike Zullo is still with us. He's my special guest this afternoon. Mike Zullo, of course, is the lead investigator of the Cold Case Posse, Sheriff Arpaio Obama fraud investigation, which has now turned into a full-blown criminal investigation, has kind of taken I don't want to say a different branch because both, as you just heard Mike Zullo say, both branches of investigation are going on simultaneously, but they are different. One is strictly revolving around the fraud of the birth certificate. The other one has gone into some deep and nefariously criminal activities, which that's all we can say at this point, and you'll find out very soon. But Mike, thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks, Carl. I appreciate having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out, and I don't know. My question's probably going to be bigger than your answer because I don't know how much you're going to be able to say, and you might just have to say, Carl, I can't even comment on that. But OBOTs, we know that there are operatives out there, Obama-loving operatives, and that's okay to love Obama. That's fine. But these people have interjected themselves all throughout this investigation in various ways. Some to the point of actually, I think, interfering with an investigation, but they've interjected themselves on radio and internet and blog talk radio and on my radio program and all over the blogs and web sites. But isn't it correct? Is it my understanding that you know who some or most of these guys are, or the most important ones? I mean, have you done some digging? You know who these guys are?
We have a pretty good idea who some of the ones that are anonymous are. One in particular we know works in the field of artificial intelligence and projects that are funded by DARPA. Okay. So that tells you a lot right there.
Tell people
we have traced IP addresses going back directly to the administration.
Right.
Wow. And timing on those is very suspicious as to when logins happen and when things are posted.
Wow. Tell folks who DARPA is.
DARPA is a DoD agency where they are working on, well, for lack of a better word, they do a lot of those robotic things that you hear about, killer robots and things like along those lines.
Right.
They also do some psychological warfare stuff.
Right.
And, you look at some of the things that these people are doing, and what they're doing, that part of this equation, that OBOT part,
right.
It's all psychological games.
Right.
And everything they do is to draw you in, get you into their minutia. Look, turn them off.
Right.
It is the simplest thing to do.
Just
turn them off.
Show them.
If you go back to the Garden of Eden, Eve wouldn't have bit the apple if she just turned the devil off.
Right. Just showed in the hand. Walked away. Yeah, talk to the hand.
So don't let them bait you. Don't let them suck you in.
Right.
Just turn them off.
Yeah.
They are irrelevant, like you've always been saying.
Yeah. Well, and I've used that word for many, many months. They're irrelevant. And the way I found out, I suppose, was as I began, and of course you helped me with this, but began to unravel some of their double talk and double speak. But then when we got to that Xerox machine, and then once all of that was dealt with, I realized these guys are irrelevant. They are nothing but what's the word I'm looking? Disinformation agents.
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing I will commend them for, throwing up the nonsense Xerox machine argument, is what got us where we are today.
Yeah, well, yes, it did, and that's all we're going to say about that. But I'm glad they did it, and you're glad they did it, and Sheriff Arpaio's glad they did it, because that's where everything started branching off into some deep, deep, deep stuff.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So you're confirming that you guys are very, very sure, very sure that you know who several of these people are, and
well, I'm also going to tell you that here's the gameplay that's going to go out now. You're going to hear a complete disembowelment of any association with any agency within the White House or any agency within the federal government.
Right.
They will start spinning a picture that this is nonsense, yada, 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 tinfoil hat stuff.
Right.
That's going to be their play. Deny, deny, deny.
Right. But they're lying because you've got the goods, right?
I've got the proof.
Okay, good. Okay,
yeah, that's true.
Good deal. Well, it will be interesting because I know they listen to this program. It'll be interesting to see how they spin all of this later. Of course, as you just predicted, we'll be called nuts and tinfoil hat. But within months, weeks, months, people will soon know the truth. Okay, well, let me move along. We've only got a couple minutes. What do you want to talk about? The Fuddy investigation? I mean, what do you think about all that? I mean, the plane crash, do you see any nefariousness in that? What are you guys thinking, or what can you tell us about that?
Look, we stood by. I think we pulled off the side of the road when that thing happened, and I was on your radio program then.
I remember, yeah.
Our position right now still is it was an unfortunate accident. Are there things that are unsettling? Yes, they are. There definitely are. But you need the answers to those questions.
Right.
And until such time as information surfaces, and understand the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has no jurisdiction to investigate that matter.
Right.
So we're held at bay here as well. But until information surfaces, you have to look at it right now as just an ungodly coincidence.
Right.
But there are things that are troubling. But on the other hand, Carl, not being involved in this kind of level of, quote, conspiracy.
Right. We got 30 seconds, Mike.
This kind of conspiracy analysis. I watched how theories were put out on the Internet within 30 seconds.
Right.
You have to slow down.
Right.
This is where you damage credibility.
Yes.
And that would be my advice. Just slow down. Don't worry about spinning it up. Slow down and let's see how this thing plays out.
Right. That's very good advice, Mike. Mike, we are going to have you back on. Thank you for taking time with us today. God bless you.
Thank you, Carl.
All right, good deal. Well, folks, you just heard it from Mike Zullo, some of the very latest. We'll have him back on soon for more because there's so much more that he could say and I could say. But we've run out of time. We've come to the bottom of the hour. You're listening to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. When we come back, Mike Shoesmith and I will go at it. We're going to have a great time. You can.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.